Hello everyone and welcome to Homestead for a Living. It's been a very long time since we've done any kind of update on this channel. I used to post about daily, sorry for the cat noise. And now I think it's been about a year since I've made any kind of post on this channel. But we have had a lot of changes with our homestead and with our family, as well as the Back to Land Festival. And I felt it was really important to kind of appraise everybody. We made a lot of good friends through this channel and hate to lose touch with everyone. So this is just a bit of an update video on what's been going on in our lives and with our nursery and our farm and all of that. I'm doing this video over here at a spring. One of the founders of permaculture, Bill Mollison, I don't remember the exact quote, but I'm going to paraphrase. He said, invest in clean water, because you know the old saying, they're investing in land, they're not making any more of it. He essentially said the same thing about clean water, invest in clean water, because not only are they not making more of it, we're actually making a whole lot less clean water. We're polluting an increasing amount of our water supply in America and in the world. And so in keeping with that advice, we've invested in some clean water. We have bought a new property. We have moved from the property we were at, the 3.5 acres. We followed a lot of the development of that property on our channel previously. And it was a really cool property. It was it started off as 5 acres. We sold it about an acre, and it was on top of a dry hillside. There was no real water source on it, and it was just scrub brush, and we built a house and a homestead and all of the infrastructure from scratch, and we followed that journey on that property. It was really a cool experience, but the time came to move on. We have been just outgrowing that. Our nursery's been outgrowing it. We were mostly on tap water and rainwater catchment, and our nursery needs a vast volume of water. And our own food production really needed to expand. We needed more acreage and more water. I mean, it's amazing what you can do on a small acreage. We were realistically working on about an acre there because the rest was really steep. And permaculture affords a lot of ways of maximizing the use of a smaller or a substandard property. But in the end, reality does dictate that you do need more water and more space sometimes to produce more food. One of the big changes in our lives is that we now have 2 very young boys in our family. And boys eat a lot. One's on solids now and the other one's about to be. And it means a dramatic increase is needed in our food production, particularly as our food supply degrades. I think in America, something we're seeing is the way we're experiencing food shortages is not actual shortages, because we're a very wealthy nation, but rather what we're seeing in terms of food shortages and in terms of hyperinflation is that food quality is degrading. Probably you've all seen that in real time in the last 3 to 4 years, is that sizes shrink in stores, prices go up, and the quality dramatically plummets. A lot of food has gotten worse and worse and worse, and a lot of it's just not safe to eat or good to eat or edifying things to put in our body. So and as we saw in 2020, you know, self-sufficiency really matters if you want to stay free. And so we moved to this property because food is water, basically. Yeah, it's soil, but it's also really water. You can always grow upright more and get more in terms of space, but you can't do anything about water except have enough of it. You can gather as much of it, you can catch a lot of it in terms of rainwater catchment, but in the end, we needed water. And so we found this 8-acre property. God really led us to it. We were not planning to move with a 3-month-old. That's a very difficult thing to move a house and a farm and a business and all of those things. But the door opened to this property and it just made a lot of sense. And so the reasons are, of course, a spring at the very top of the property, which offers a ton of potential for gravity flow type agriculture. Also a defunct pond that needs a lot of repair. It's holding a little bit of water because of all the rains that we've had here. But there's a pond right here. Spring fed once I get that spring hooked back up. Holly, come. And there's also an old defunct well on site. The well itself needs a lot of repairs. And there's county tap water as well. So that gives us 4 potential water sources. And with rainwater catchment off of our roofs, which we will be adding, that's 5 water sources. And so that's going to be really important for the expansion of our homestead and for the expansion of our nursery. And so all of this is to say that we want to follow the development of this property. We did that somewhat informally with our last property over the last few years. But Gabby and I have been talking, and we have a really chance for a fresh start and a clean slate with this property. It's an old 60-year-old homestead that was previously farmed. A wonderful family owned it for those 60 years. They built a home on it, and they raised all sorts of crops and a family on it. And the husband and wife that owned that did that, they passed away. Their kids inherited it, and it was very important to them that they sold it to another young family that wanted to farm. And so, as I said, the door really opened for us to buy this, and so we sold our home and moved like refugees in the night to make it all happen. But we managed to pull it off. And so we want to follow the development of this property, of our water systems, of our perennial systems, our annual systems, our livestock, because I think one thing that people have appreciated about this channel is that we're a nitty-gritty homestead. We're trying to do this on an extremely hairline budget and step up as much food production as we can, but also be financially self-sufficient to where our homestead is actually providing a living to us. And I think that's a concept that really matters to a lot of people, whether they're retirees or new families or single people. They see a homestead as not only means to become self-sufficient in terms of food and medicine and building materials and things like that, but also to become self-sufficient and more free in terms of their finances. A lot of us in 2020 had a really eye-opening experience as we realized that our livelihood, our living, was dependent on systems that required our compliance with things that we don't agree on to make a living. And so it's so important to us to have our living, especially now that we have a family, to be completely removed from dependence on corporate systems and governmental systems. So we're going to be tracking our development of this property. I think we may not do it on this channel. We may start a new one. We've been having SEO problems on this channel. We changed the name at one point, and a lot of people have trouble finding the channel and such. So we may do, in addition to a clean start on the property, do a clean start on the channel. But if so, I will post to this channel. So that's what's happening on the homestead front. And on the content front, a lot of the folks on this channel also have come out to the Back to Land Festival. We're on our 4th year, and we have the next one coming up on October 18th through 20th. As always, it's an incredible time of networking and connection and learning. We bring out instructors who, we focus less on flashy names and really popular people, but focus more on the nitty gritty, like who's really good at what they do, to keep it affordable as well. A lot of these homesteading conferences and festivals have had to up their ticket prices a lot. We've been bringing it down to like 20, 25 bucks so that families can afford to attend. And then we're also a nonprofit. Back to Land is a nonprofit, so we use those funds to build community gardens and raised beds in places like churches, schools, community centers, things like that. And so that's October 18th through 20th, as I said. Have a ton of cool instructors this year on everything from animal processing, we're doing a sheep this year, to things like spring development. I'm excited for that talk, because you can see I have a lot of work to do on that spring. The guy we have talking on that actually develops springs where there are none, so really cool topic there. Natural beekeeping, all of those really cool, critical topics. And so Gabby's got the website all up. Once again, it's backtothelandfestival.com, and all the tickets and the instructors and all the information is up on there. So I would love to see some more folks there again and just connect with people. We will be representing the farm there. We'll have some of our products, some fruit trees and things like that, and comfrey plants and Jerusalem artichoke and spigot kits and some of the normal things that we sell from our farm here. So hope to connect with some folks there. Otherwise, hope to connect with you here on this channel, or if we get a new one going in the coming weeks, to connect with you there and to start posting our journey. Probably be putting some longer form content out and such. But yeah, very good to connect with everyone once again. And I hope to talk to y'all soon. In the meantime, stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.